Well, this is how you flood a rink with cold water. So I already had the kids finish up by shoveling the snow off from their skates. But you can see there's quite a bit left still. But now I'm sweeping it. So what sweeping does is it gets all the leftover snow that normally hot water melts and makes smooth. Well, now I can use cold water and just put it on top of the chewed up ice, and it fills in all the skate marks just fine and leaves it quite smooth without using hot water. So first step is done with the shovel. Now I gotta sweep it. So after you sweep the entire rink off, you can repair any damage from super deep marks, which the boys are out here trying to carve today. So I fixed just a couple. It's only the first or second time I've ever had to do that. And then you go across it with cold water on shower setting. And you just want to fill in the skate marks. You don't want so much that it's pooling. And you never want to step on the water because it is super, super, super slippery as soon as you get the water on the ice. So that's it. As you're finishing up, he's got a little bit more to do. He's gone a little thin on it, which is better than being too thick because you can always add a little bit more. But you want to get off of it. You don't want to walk around in the water for a couple of reasons. Like I said, it's super slippery. But also, if it's a really cold night, like if it's minus 10 or 15 Celsius out, you're going to create ice chips as you walk in it. You're going to create footprints. Same with the water. If you put it down super thick and you go back over top of that spot, it's just going to turn up all the ice crystals and you're going to have super, super, super rough ice. All right, good job. So I use an expandable hose. This one's called a flexi hose. And it self-drains itself, which is really, really nice. You just open the valve after closing the faucet, and I just drained it in here to the window well because it doesn't freeze up too bad in there. And once I'm done that, I turn the water off inside the house where it feeds this faucet. And that's important so that the faucet doesn't freeze. So I'll undo that. My son's gone in and he's turned the water off, at least he should have. If he did. Yep, he did. So draining a little bit of the water that's in the faucet out. That's important because if it's dry in this faucet, there's nothing to freeze when the water freezes up outside, because it is eventually going to freeze because it's below freezing. Draining that water out. There's all sorts of rubber seals and whatnot in here that will freeze up, and the handle in general will freeze up. But if you get a ton of water inside of there, what will happen is it could burst inside the house. So I drained all the water out, close the tap, this water out. So now that I'm all done, the spray nozzle, the expandable hose fits in that plastic cereal container. I just bring it in the house. Takes me 10 seconds to put away. And way easier than I used to do it. Having a hose bony, as many people call it, with a cloth on it. I used to go back and forth in the ice, and I had a 50-foot 3/4 hose with too much water volume, and it was a pain to put away and coil up and put in the house to keep from freezing. This is plenty of flow, even though it's pretty small diameter. All I'm doing is flooding the rink. What used to take me upwards of 20 minutes to half an hour from start to finish to flood now takes me less than 10 minutes. From the time I turn the water on in the house, the time to turn the water off. I can usually flood in about 6 minutes on a 20 by 40 rink. And at the end of the day, it's a little bumpy. It's not hot water, but sweeping ahead of time makes it nearly as perfect as hot water. And it's an outdoor rink. People got to remember, we're not striving for perfection. We're just trying to clean the ice up enough that the kids can skate again. So yeah, that's the method I use. I highly recommend it. It'll be a lot less headaches, and you can turn over your rink pretty quick. and get some pretty darn good ice. Nearly perfect.